Well, Party Poker or not just, but I think it was half a year ago, everyone had to change their screen names. So everyone's starting with a clean slate, and it's very hard to know, like, who am I playing against here? Because you have a history against most of these people, because they're just regulars who's been playing the same games as you for years.
Yeah.
So you have to figure out, okay, at what time are they playing? You map up PokerStars, you put notes in, you try to figure out, okay, so he's been playing now, and you kind of break it down. Maybe you start with 5 people you think it could be. Then you can see, okay, now it's maybe, I think it's more likely that it's one of these two, and then eventually
That's really at that level? That's crazy.
And then in the end you're going to figure out who they are, right? And it's very easy to spot like who's good and who's not.
Yeah, but is that looking for like the sharks?
I mean, you kind of, in a way, what you do is you have agile categories, categorize the poker players in different segments in a way. Yeah. You have the VIPs, the not so good ones. You have we call them bum hunters, the ones who's just going to play if there's a bad player around. Okay. So if you see one of those players are playing, you know, okay, at least one of these other players around the table here is probably not so good.
Yeah.
So then you got to just figure out and use.
Okay, so you can also sort of read it based on
exactly
who is playing.
So you just use like color coding. So for example, if I have a red player, it means it's a VIP. Yeah. If I had a
VIP, is that a pro player or
not a good player?
Okay, yeah.
And if you have orange, it could be like, well, you think it's on the weaker side of the regulars.
Yeah.
And I use red I said red. I use yellow for regulars and like good regulars, and I use purple if I suspect somebody to be a VIP. Yeah. But I want more volume and more sample before I actually give them that.
What about if you think it's Daniel Negreanu or something?
He will be getting a red one.
Okay.
It's not good.
Okay.
No, I mean, he might be good in tournaments and all that, but he wouldn't stand a chance to play online these days.
Okay.
Like we see now with the Galfond Challenge starting, like I'm not going to be result oriented and say, yeah, he's down, I think it's down 300k, which is 15 buy-ins at 100, 200. He's a phenomenal player, but he is not studying hard enough running those simulations and really understanding the GTO in poker.
Okay.
And you need to do that in order to survive these days.
That's in 2020, you need to be doing simulations?
Yeah. And I haven't been too good at doing that myself, which is why I have to be a bit more selective in the games I've been playing in. And I can see like when I play stakes like 5-10, it's more about getting volume in, and for a period of time I was just playing way too many tables, like 12, 15 tables, and they weren't even that good. And when you play against decent players who's playing 6 tables, I just do way too many mistakes and I give up too much of a win rate.
Yeah.
So luckily, like by living in this house though, I have a whiz kid next to me who's running simulations, and it's so nice when you're uncertain about something.
You can ask him.
You ask him and he talks about the spot for 5 minutes, which you just think, oh, okay, isn't it just like a third size spot bet on the flop, for example? It's like, no, you actually want to mix it up between this and this board texture is slightly different to this, and you should actually be checking like 85% of your range on the flop here.
Yeah.
And you just like realize like, oh shit, like I need to put in a lot of work if I'm going to compete in these games.